Hello and welcome to Workplace Wizards podcast. This is episode number 15. Um, there we go. This is episode number 15 where we're going to have the value in learning cultures. And why is that important in our workplace environment? This is Arnold Smalley with Small World Solutions. And our podcast is sponsored by Small World Solutions, where we help provide an efficient workplace environment. We help HR personnel and everyone provide that efficient workplace environment. So, Small World Solutions is a consulting firm that provides highly interactive presentations to help improve your workplace environment. We specialize in the management of conflict. So, definitely, if you have an issue, let Small World be your solution. Today, we have our infamous guest, Gavin Wong. And come to the stage, Gavin.
Hello, Arno. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Gavin. We missed you last week or so, and I heard you took a little vacation.
Yeah, I did. In fact, it's hot here now in the UK. It's 30, was it 90 degrees Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit. That's correct. That's correct. Just say your English. Just say your English term. It's 32 degrees Celsius.
32 degrees Celsius, but it's hot. And I have to say, it's not like Florida where everything's air conditioned. It is so stiflingly hot here at the moment. But yeah, so I've just been away. I went to Hong Kong last week to see my family. That's where my father was from, and over there it is kitted out for hot weather. It was 34 degrees, but there was aircon everywhere on the trains and the hotels and the malls. It was lovely. But over here, it's not quite so good. But yeah, I had a lovely trip over to Hong Kong.
Okay. You went by yourself?
No, I had my daughter with me, which was a nice opportunity. So I took my daughter, and who you know very well.
Yes, I do. Because that's my goddaughter, actually. So since she came along with you, I'd like to talk to her a little bit about her experience in Hong Kong.
Hello.
Hello, Grace. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Talk up a little bit. I can't barely hear you.
I'm good.
All right, great. So you went to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Is it your first visit?
No, I went once before, but I was about 10, so I don't really remember it.
Okay, and so now you're how old?
18.
Oh my God, you're 18. You're a grown adult going to college.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your experience in Hong Kong. What did you experience over there?
I had a really great time looking at different attractions. Like we went to see the Big Buddha, just visiting different things that I hadn't seen before and just experiencing the culture. But with that, I also noticed things about the culture that I didn't think I would experience, didn't think I'd notice. By that, I mean there was sort of a lack of awareness or spatial awareness I felt in public areas, because I found Hong Kong quite overwhelming as a place. It was amazing. Yeah. Everything, the way the buildings are so close to each other and so tall and it's so busy everywhere, it was quite overwhelming.
Okay.
Yeah, so very. So go ahead. You go.
So Grace, tell me a little bit about the spatial awareness. You said you recognize spatial awareness, and how's that different from Great Britain?
I feel like here there's queues everywhere. Everyone's sort of, even if it's busy or you're in a rush to get somewhere, you move out of the way, you're aware of other people. But in Hong Kong, it was so busy everywhere, busier than it is here. But everyone seemed to walk slower and not move out of the way, or they're on their phones all the time, not like looking at what's around them.
That's interesting. So that brought your awareness to how it was different in a different culture than what you experience in Great Britain. Is there anything else that
So also I noticed when we were in the new territories, I was the only white person, and that was something I never thought I would experience or never thought I would like become aware of.
Well, how did that make you feel?
It was really weird. It was a very unknown feeling. And I
When
did,
you say unknown feeling, explain that.
well, from the area that I'm from now and the area that I go to university here, there's loads of different cultures, loads of diversity. Whereas that was something that wasn't there when I was in Hong Kong, or the area that I was in Hong Kong. And it felt like people were watching me. It felt like people noticed me.
Okay. Was it an awkward feeling or?
Yeah, it was awkward. It was like uncomfortable.
Oh wait, it was uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Why? Explain that. Why do you think it's uncomfortable? Why was it uncomfortable to you?
It was like unwanted attention.
Okay. Okay. So let's bring that back into our perspective and our lives and our because that's something you've never experienced before, right? So how would you say somebody else would feel when you see another person being the only one?
Very unsettling, very unnerving. Also, just like it makes you more aware of how you're like coming across to different people, like more aware of how you're perceived to other people.
Okay. And do you feel a certain way for that person now?
You're more
Because
empathy.
why?
Yeah, because I've now know what it feels like and know what the experience is like. It makes me more aware of how other people feel and how other people are treated.
Wow, Gavin, that's a lesson that that's a hard lesson to explain to
Yeah.
in working environments that people understand that when there's just one person of a different race or different nationality or just being different, like even if it's all men and one woman, or if it's vice versa, if it's all women and one man, it's what Grace has explained. It puts us in a environment that you may not be comfortable with, or you may not be used to, or may be something strange. And so Grace has eloquently explained how it made her feel, and now her awareness is broadened because she can now empathize with somebody else who's in that same position. So,
Yeah.
Gavin, that's a wonderful lesson.
It is actually. It's interesting when we went there because I've been to Hong Kong a few times and I spend a lot of time in the new territories. And when I go there, I don't get the same feeling because
I wonder why.
Well, I'm just more emotionally intelligent. No, that's right. Yeah. Because being half Chinese, they would talk to me in Cantonese. Bit embarrassing, really, because I can't reply very well. So it's like, but so they see me as being Chinese. So I don't get that. In fact, the only time I did have that feeling actually, now was when I went to church with your mother.
Okay.
Because I was the only white person in that church, and I remember that vividly.
No, there were.
I didn't think so. No, I'm pretty sure there wasn't anybody else there. Because for me, it's like, wow.
Okay.
And,
yes, you're right. That was the Baptist church we had belonged to.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I have to say, it's one of the best church services I've ever been to. But I was very conscious that I was the only white person there, and not only that, I was English as well. So that was, and
Asian as well.
Asian. I was out of my depth, That's right.
So but Gavin, that's funny that you say that, because I never ever recognized that you were the only one because you were my friend.
Yes.
So I didn't see you as being, but I didn't take your perspective of, like Grace had said, it's the first time she's ever been in that position, and it enlightened her to, oh my God, this is an awareness that I've never ever dealt with before.
Yeah.
But as I'll say as a Black person growing up in America, I'm in a situation where I'm the only one a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And my social awareness in that aspect, because I deal with that so frequently, that it doesn't have the same feeling like Grace, like it was overwhelming for you because it was your first time being that only one. And Gavin, I guess that was overwhelming for you being in that church.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. Don't get me wrong; it was a brilliant service. But I think for me, it's about, and what you just described there, Arnell, is about not realizing that I was going through that emotion at the time because you didn't see it from my perspective, because you're seeing it from your perspective. And when you bring it back to the work that you do with your clients and how we, it's very easy for us to see how other people behave and what they do or don't do, but see it from our perspective. Well, actually, what we need to do, and this is where that emotional intelligence is so important, that we've got to try and think, well, actually, what's driving their behavior or what they're saying or all those sort of things, because it might be different to what we think it is, because we're portraying our own perspective. And that's where it gets dangerous, because sometimes we don't then understand people's values and what drives them and all those sort of things. Some people who might want to work all the hours of the day, but some people might not, because they value family more than they do work. It doesn't mean they're bad, it just means they have different values. So I think that there's real lessons there about how we perceive other people's behavior.
Okay. Grace, do you have anything to add?
I don't think so.
How much do you know about your father's work when he deals with emotional intelligence, and how much do you know about that? I mean, I understand you're 18, you're in college now, and is that something that you're familiar with?
Not really, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm a bad father.
No, but it's funny though how she's not even familiar with emotional intelligence, the aspects of emotional intelligence, but what she just explained to us was exactly what we're trying to put across in our workplace environments. Is just like there's certain times where you become more aware of your surroundings. You become more aware of how things make you feel, your emotions, that the feelings that you get, and then I don't know, like you said, it was overwhelming a little bit, but you're self-regulating. Is how do you deal with that? How do you cope with that? Do you run away and hide, or do you just try to talk to more people? Or what were some of the things that you did when you felt a little bit more uncomfortable and you felt like everybody was staring at you? How did you cope with it?
I feel like just verbalizing it and expressing it was the one thing I did, which also then that's how I sort of acknowledged and understood that, this is not really not that it's not normal, but this is something a bit different, something that I haven't experienced before. Just bringing attention to it made me understand what was happening.
Yeah, I can see right now I'm gonna have to fire your dad and bring you on as my co-host. No, we love Gav. We couldn't do it without Gav.
I taught her everything she knew.
Oh, I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure that's what it is. Grace, we definitely appreciate you joining us today in our podcast, but we have to wind down and just let everybody know. If you want to follow Small World Solutions or our podcast, you can also contact us by reaching out to us at smallworldsolutions.net, www.smallworldsolutions.net. You can reach us by email at smalley@smallworldsolutions.net. And then if you want to call us, go ahead and give us a ring at 954. I'm sorry, I do that every time. 754-971-7007. And from that point, we're going to have to say goodbye.
Cheerio.
Goodbye, everyone.